Hello, folks. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you for all your support in making this conference happen. We hope you're well and safe and holding up. Uh, Before we actually jump into the know-hows of how GoToWebinar platform works, I wanted to walk you through what I mean by actually when I say tracks and different types of sessions on a specific day that you would be moderating. So I wanted to jump you directly into the program schedule itself. As you can see here, the program here is divided into 4 specific days: 1, 2, 3, and 4. On a specific day, on day one track consists of 2 training sessions, and these are 3 hours long. As you can see, there's a 15-minute break in between, and then there's a 30-minute lunch break, and after that, there's a second session from 1 to 4 p.m. On day 2, it's a mix of trainings and workshops. As I said, trainings are 3 hours long and workshops are 90 minutes long. So in the workshop track, there would be 4 sessions, while in the training track, there would be only 2 sessions that you would be moderating. Moving to day 3, it's a mix of talks and workshops. As you can see, there are on a single track 6 talks, whereas there are 3 workshops. So you would be moderating 6 talks in one single GoToWebinar account and 3 workshops in a single GoToWebinar account. So any of the volunteer can actually be having access to either a talk track, a training track, or workshop track. You will be getting this information soon. You will also be able to see this information on your specific GoToWebinar account, and we will send a schedule structure sheet as well, where you will be seeing the speaker details, the schedule, and any additional things. Okay, so now let's move on to the steps which you have to perform on the day of your moderation. So first thing first, when you come in, the 8 a.m. check-in Eastern time, you first have to go to the Slack channel. The volunteer support Slack channel is right here. Go to the Slack channel, see the lightning bolt icon, click check-in. That's all you have to do. And the next step you have to do is basically signing in into the GoToWebinar account. You can also do that actually the day before the conference. You might be asked to enter a one-time password or a code. So if you have a message like that, feel free to ping in the volunteer support channel and we'll provide you that code. Okay, so now, so before you actually, start the webinar, you have to ping the speaker with a specific set of guidelines. As I mentioned, those specific guidelines are also mentioned in the guideline doc. As you can see, here's a pre-check with speaker. So first of all, you have to copy this entire thing. Then look for the speaker in the people directory. For example, if I say my first speaker as a volunteer is Natalie, I would search for her. Natalia, message that person. That's it. So this happens like 45 minutes before the session. And the next step you can take is open her Q&A Slack channel. So just a reminder to all of you here that the Q&A Slack channel is only for trainings, tutorials, and workshops, and there's no Slack channel needed for talks. There's a chat box in GoToWebinar panel itself, which will help facilitate all the Q&A within that panel. So first step, you ping the speaker. Second step is basically find their channel for Q&A. So I would just search their name here, Natalie, and find that channel. This will pop up here. So now you have, you can directly ping the speaker. You can directly ping in the Slack channel. Next step is basically start the GoToWebinar account. So when you go in here, you will see the entire, lineup of your sessions, which you have to moderate. right like this. It will also display the times here, 9:30 to 12:30, 1 to 4, and the next day on 15th is 9:30 to 12:30. So I've created here a sample test webinar, as you can see on the top, where you will be able to, right now, be able to show how this thing works. Okay, so you basically start this webinar only 5 to 10 minutes before the session. So let's start it. It'll ask you to open the app.
Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an organizer and may now speak to any other organizers or panelists on the line. When you are ready to begin the presentation, press the Start Broadcast button on the GoToWebinar control panel to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast.
Okay, so once this panel opens up, you basically get to see this. So right now, this webinar is not getting broadcasted to the attendees because you have to press the Start Broadcast button. But before you do that, please make sure there is a tick sign on the record. The session is getting recorded. The next step is basically you go to the attendee section. You search the speaker name. For example, right here, I directly see Natalie. You make the speaker an organizer. You click OK. So this organizer name will pop up under staff. So when you're done, just make sure you check with the speaker if their mic is working and all that stuff. You also have to make sure you are muted. Okay. Before you start broadcasting again, make sure you make Natalie now the presenter. So she will be able to share her screen. Okay, now the speaker's screen will be broadcasted. Now you can start the broadcast.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, consider now the session is going on. One quick thing is that if you would like to change the presenter, if you see there are multiple presenters here, you can change the presenter by clicking their right name again and make them the presenter. So they will see the session. Another thing, important thing is that you keep an eye on the Slack channel, the Q&A Slack channel, so that, you know, if there's any random thing happening, you can ping the volunteer support team that, hey, I need some help here. There's some questions popping up, or attendees are a little confused, whatever it may be. You would also want to check the chat here and the questions to see if everything's okay with attendees and speakers. So before you end the webinar, you also have to inform the speaker privately by messaging them. So first, for example, Natalie is the presenter. You can send a chat message privately, 10 minutes left. This will send the message. At the final 5 minutes, you can send 5 minutes left. This will help notify the speaker that the session is about to end. Finally, you just have to end the session at the right time. You don't have to wait for the speaker to end by themselves. This is time boxed since there's a session happening right after that. So make sure you end the webinar. End the webinar. And then you're all set.